Becoming a Meditation Teacher, 1972. How the universe nudged or shoved me into my life's mission. It wasn't my plan to become a meditation teacher, but apparently it was part of the universe's plan. It was 1972, and I was living in Humboldt County, the heart of Redwood Country in Northern California. For a few weeks each summer, California State Humboldt campus hosted a conference of about 1,000 meditators. The participants spent most of their time meditating and attending lectures by Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, the teacher who brought transcendental meditation, aka TM, from India to the West. Janet, a force of nature. To make some extra money and gain access to the lectures, I took a job driving meditators who were staying off campus to and from the conference. Among my passengers was a woman named Janet, a very outgoing and assertive individual, who adopted me as a friend. We would go to the lectures together, where she always managed to get us seats up front. She was definitely a get-what-you-want kind of person. I had been meditating for about 6 years and was starting to feel the urge to get in some extended meditation time. The next available opportunity for a meditation retreat was an intensive teacher training course being held in southern Spain. I didn't have the funds to attend the course, and, to be honest, neither did I have the desire to become a teacher of transcendental meditation. But it just so happened that Janet was one of the 2 head coordinators of the teacher training courses, and Janet decided that I was going to that course. The plan. The course was divided into 3 separate 10-week training sessions, and she arranged for me to work in the kitchen for the first 2 sessions to cover the tuition for the third. Despite my lack of interest in becoming a teacher of transcendental meditation, it was a no-brainer. I would go to the course, work for 20 weeks, and then get in 10 weeks of serious meditation time. This all came together so quickly that I overlooked the fact that I didn't have the money to cover my travel expenses. But as luck would have it, I received a small inheritance, just in time and just enough to cover my flight and the rest of my costs. Off to southern Spain. So, along with Peggy, who was my girlfriend at the time and who was also taking the course, I flew Icelandic Airways to Luxembourg and then took the train south through the picturesque countryside of France and Spain to the beautiful city of Seville. From there, we took a bus to La Antilla, a small fishing and resort village on Spain's southern coast, where the course was being held. When we arrived, we were assigned to our living quarters, comfortable stucco and tile cottages fronting the beach and the vast Atlantic Ocean. Maharishi was not a proponent of spiritual austerities, and I was definitely okay with that. And so began my 20-week career as head dishwasher of the course kitchen. And since Maharishi's nightly lectures were open to everyone, 1,000 or so meditators from all over the world, I would go to the lectures after the 1,000 or so dinner dishes had been washed. You just never know. Despite my decision to not put any time into learning the teaching material, my attendee friends and fellow kitchen workers all kept telling me, "Since you're here, you might as well learn the material. You just never know." So eventually I gave in, studying a little bit every day, and by the time I finished my stint in the kitchen and started the course, I was pretty familiar with the material. However, it was still not my intention to get the teacher certification. 10 weeks of bliss. So after 20 weeks of washing dishes, my 10-week course began. During the course, I would get up, meditate, do some yoga, eat breakfast, meditate some more, do more yoga, meditate, eat lunch, walk on the beach, study, meditate some more, eat dinner, and go to the lecture. It was a blissful 10 weeks. Guru Puja. At the end of the course, it was time for Maharishi to certify those who had met the requirements to be teachers. They had pitched a huge royal blue tent on the beach for the occasion. The plan was for all the trainees to go into the tent and, as a group, perform the ceremony used in the initiation of new meditators. The ceremony, called a Guru Puja, is very peaceful and uplifting. It's sung in Sanskrit, while fruit and flowers are offered up as a show of gratitude to the lineage of gurus who have handed down the teachings from ancient times to the present. Crunch time. I had learned all the material and passed all the tests, but believe it or not, when I walked into that blue tent, I was still undecided about becoming a teacher. To understand my ambivalent state of mind, it might help to know that I was very much a rebel regarding organizations and their politics. I was only 25, and on top of that, all that meditation had made me pretty spacey. So I'm standing there in a big blue tent on a beach in southern Spain performing a Sanskrit ceremony, part of me feeling very peaceful and elevated, while another part of me was struggling to decide which direction my life would go. When we finished the ceremony, it was time to get the official certification from Maharishi to become teachers of transcendental meditation. But I had made my decision. No, I'm not going to do it, so I began to walk out of the tent. But fate and Mother Nature had decided otherwise. It had rained the previous night, and there were scattered puddles on the floor. I was barefoot, and after a step or two toward the exit, I stepped right into one of those puddles. The brisk water immediately snapped me back to my senses. I had come all this way and learned all the teaching material. Of course I was going to go through with it. I got Maharishi's seal of approval and, thanks to a well-placed puddle, stepped into my mission as a meditation teacher.